Hey, good morning. This morning I'm going to be sharing a little bit about our quarantine protocol when it comes to rescuing our horses. This is Odin with me here. He is around 18 years old. He's a Belgian gelding that we just got in from a Texas kill pen. Let me show you what we do to make sure he gets off to the right start while protecting the health of our other horses. It's my coffee. So one of the first things we do at the farm is set up a quarantine area for one of the new horses. We want to make sure that we don't integrate them right away because we don't know if the horses are carrying any pathogens, any viruses, or communicable diseases that could threaten the health of the other horses. Horses in kill pens and at auction houses are typically coming from very unsanitary conditions. They're often sick. And so we want to make sure that we don't give the horses that are residents here anything. So for example, when Odin came here from Texas, we got a transport trailer to bring him directly to the farm. And hi, this is coffee. You can't have coffee. And I walked him directly from the trailer to our lower pasture. I am not a professional rescuing facility, so I don't have a dedicated barn or stable. What I have is a lower pasture. You cannot have my coffee. What I have is a lower pasture area. And then in the event of rain, I would provide him with a shelter in our old barn that is currently not used. In the lower pasture, Odin has all the space that he needs to move, run around, and play. He has his own dedicated water bucket. He has hay, obviously he gets his feed, and his salts. When he first came in, I did his bath in here. Basically, this is his area and it measures about 3/4 of an acre. And he's got all kinds of space to acclimate himself and get settled. He hears the sounds of the farm. Unfortunately, based on the location of this pasture, he doesn't have a visual of the other horses, but we will do that before we just throw him in with the rest of the herd. Upon getting here, Odin is blind in one eye, so I had to make sure that any sharp areas like the sheep shelter that we have in here, I just put some duct tape along there so he couldn't accidentally bump himself the wrong way. And then the other thing that I do to make sure is I'm very conscious of my footwear. So when I come in here, I have a dedicated set of boots that I wear that I do not wear in normal traffic areas around the farm or in places where I'm going to be grabbing horse feed or interacting with the other horses. So I have my own special boots for this quarantine space. The duration of quarantine sort of depends on the horse. Minimum is 2 weeks. This allows enough time for symptoms that might not have been present when the horse arrived to kind of surface and show themselves. At the end of the 2 weeks, you can conduct testing with your veterinarian. They can check manure and run blood work to make sure that there's no parasites, pathogens, or anything that can be passed to anyone else. Here at the farm, we are on day 8 currently with Odin back there. And what I'm going to do is after he passes his quarantine with my vet's clearance, we will move him up to another pasture where he will have eye line of the horses. Because he's a little bit older and coming from a rough situation, I want to do as gentle of a herd integration as possible. We're going to make sure he gets lots of visuals, is able to breathe and exchange air with the horses once he's cleared. Then, after all of the horses know each other, then we'll move him into the actual stable space. This is going to be one of those situations where you work very closely with your veterinarian. This is not one of those things that you want to try and manage yourself. You want to make sure that you're giving them food, water, hay, exercise, and all the access and fresh air that they need in order to fully recover and heal, but also work very closely with a veterinarian, especially if you're looking at more serious wounds or infections that need to be addressed. But that's pretty much it. It sounds really scary. It's not. We give him his own dedicated space. For our rescues, we just make sure that we're working closely with a certified veterinary professional to make sure that they're cleared and they aren't going to be in danger themselves or endanger the health of our other horses. And then after the required amount of time, we run tests, and if they pass and are cleared, then they simply get integrated like any other horse would. So that's our quarantine situation. It's working out well. You hear the dogs up there? It's okay.